Hi there, I'm Christy Treat. I'm a respiratory therapist here at Bacon County Pulmonary Rehab. I've worked here for a little over 3.5 years, and I can honestly say it's the most rewarding, enjoyable job that I've ever had. And I don't say that just because of the awesome ladies that I work here with that just really have a heart for patients, but I say that because I really enjoy the one-on-one sessions that we're able to provide for patients, because through that we're really able to get to know the patients, and we're able to figure out exactly what's going on with their lungs and implement strategies to help that patient. So the rewarding part of our job comes in from being able to see a patient that comes to us from the beginning when they're having all their lung issues, and then throughout therapy as we implement different techniques to help that patient, we're just able to see the progress that's made. And not only is that an enjoyable process for us, but also for the patient. And usually a patient in just a few sessions will tell us all the time how much better they feel already. So it's very rewarding to watch. So we get orders from all surrounding counties on patients that are having any kind of lung problems. What happens is a doctor will send us an order for pulmonary rehab. The very first thing we usually try to do is diagnose what's going on with that patient's lungs. So a complete pulmonary function test is the first thing we do. And that's what this device here is. This is a pulmonary function testing machine. This is a new top-of-the-line machine that we acquired here at Bacon County Pulmonary Rehab in 2022. And what this does is it's just going to give us an overall idea of what's going on in that patient's lungs. So we're able to diagnose if that patient is having any kind of obstructive issues or restrictive issues, or is it a diffusion problem where their oxygen and their carbon dioxide are not changing places like they're supposed to. So this just gives us a snapshot of what's going on in the lungs. And of course we report any testing back to the physician that orders it. But what a patient does is they just come in, and through our instruction we'll tell the patient exactly what to do, but they're just going to be breathing in and out on this device. And we're just through the techniques of their breathing and this machine, we're going to be able to figure out what's going on as far as their lung volumes and their lung capacities. Are they able to pull in as much volume as they should be able to? You know, do they have the capacity in their lungs that they should have? And through that, we're just diagnosing it, like I say, if it's an obstructive or restrictive disorder. And we treat all conditions here at Pulmonary Rehab. It might be anything from mild shortness of breath to just fatigue and malaise, or just not being able to do the things you used to do, all the way up to severe life-threatening conditions like end-stage COPD or pulmonary fibrosis, or even if you just have had COVID and you're just still having ongoing issues from COVID, maybe some damage that COVID caused, we're able to diagnose that and, like I say, target therapies to treat exactly what's going on with that patient's lungs. So that's why this device is so important. It's to diagnose an initial problem with the lungs and then target therapies to treat that. And then throughout therapy, we'll also do some simple spirometry testing, and we'll see, well, what kind of progress are we making with this patient, and are there any changes that we need to implement. And then again, at the end of therapy, at the end of their sessions, we're able to do this test on them again and see, wow, what kind of improvements did we really make? And usually the answer to that is wow. So we have, like I say, really good results, so it's very rewarding. Another tool that we use here at Pulmonary Rehab is called a Smart Vest. This is a Smart Vest airway clearance system. And what this is it's an inflatable vest that we put on a patient, and we hook it to this device, and what it does is it inflates. And it's a high frequency chest wall oscillation device. And what that basically means is it's a device that is imitating percussion to the lungs. So it's delivering rapid pulses of air through the vest to the chest to the lungs, and that's helping to break up mucus. So a lot of times your lung patients are having trouble being able to clear out their lungs. They're having chronic congestion that just stays in there, and they're trying to cough it out and they're not able to, and they get really frustrated with that. But also the main problem that causes is it leads to excessive infections in the lungs. So by applying this device at therapy and just as continued treatment here at Pulmonary Rehab, what this does is it gradually just loosens and breaks up that secretion, those secretions and that mucus in the lungs, so that a patient is finally able to cough it out. And by coughing it out, it makes big improvements in their ability to take big, deep breaths and just to have less shortness of breath and most importantly, less lung infections. So this is a very important device, and we see a lot of great benefits from it here at Pulmonary Rehab, and we're the only one in the Southeast Georgia region that has this particular device here at Pulmonary Rehab. And we use it quite often and see very good benefits from this device. Another important thing at Pulmonary Rehab is exercise. It's very important to implement exercises for patients, because normally what happens with lung patients is they just get very fatigued easily. They come to us, they have no energy, they're just not able to do the activities that they used to could do, and they're very frustrated with that. So one of the most important things that we do is implement low impact exercises, and we're able to monitor that patient to watch the overall improvement they're able to make. So through gradual exercises, they'll see their energy come back, and they'll see just their daily activity level be able to increase, because all of a sudden they're active again, and that makes a huge difference. But a lot of times we'll have patients that come to us, especially lung patients, they may be oxygen dependent, supplemental oxygen dependent, and they're just having trouble being able to exercise any length of time that would show them any benefit. So what happens with that is we're able to implement this device here. It's called a high frequency nasal cannula system. And usually if you have patients come in and they're able to wear oxygen, just your standard oxygen up to 5 liters, and that's not enough to be sufficient to keep their oxygen levels up, then we're able to add this device to them. So a standard cannula will give them about up to anywhere from 2 to 5 liters of oxygen, and that's just the airflow, the flow of the oxygen that they're getting. But through the high flow nasal cannula device, which is this little gadget here, this is the high flow nasal cannula, and it hooks to this machine, and this machine is able to deliver up to 60 liters of flow, and through delivering up to 60 liters of flow, it also can deliver up to 100% of oxygen. So what we see then is patients that weren't able to exercise for very long amounts of time, they weren't able to do the therapies that we were trying to implement because they just run out of air too soon and their oxygen levels are dropping. If we apply this device to them, they're all of a sudden able to do a lot more exercise. Not that we over-exercise a patient, but it's just they're able to gradually go the distance a little better than they were able to before. And we just see when they're wearing this, their oxygen isn't dropping out like it is with just a standard cannula. And what happens when a patient's able to just continually exercise like that, they start seeing improvements in just their overall health, especially their lung health, but also just overall improvement in their abilities throughout the day, just their daily activities. So they see their energy levels come back up, they see their shortness of breath levels are going down, and they just see overall improvement in their quality of life. So we also are the only ones in the Southeast Georgia area that have this device available too, this high flow nasal cannula. So we're just real proud of our program here, just because of the awesome results, the awesome benefits that we see that it has for patients. Just like I say, to be able to watch that journey of a patient coming to us at the beginning and having so many struggles with their lungs, so many struggles with their shortness of breath, and then just to gradually watch that process happen, where through therapy they're just able to improve their overall quality of life. It's just an amazing thing to watch. So we would be glad to have anyone that's struggling with their lungs, struggling with their breathing, shortness of breath, or if you're just overall just weak or malaise, or like I say, just not having any kind of energy like you used to have, talk to your doctor about getting you sent over here to Pulmonary Rehab, because we would be glad to help you. We just love patients here, and we love working with you, and we would do anything we can to help you. So give us a call. It's 912-632-3840, and we'd be glad to talk with you more about the program and give you any kind of information that you want. And we'd also be glad to talk to your doctor if that's what you need. So again, it's 912-632-3840. And here at Bacon County Pulmonary Rehab, we really thrive on watching our patients thrive. So we would love to have you. So y'all have a great day. Thank you.